Let's face it, many couples are waiting later in life to get married and have children, putting their careers first. My wife and I followed the same path, but that kind of family planning can have its drawbacks. Infertility affects roughly 10% of all couples, yet it remains a subject that many don't openly talk about. We wanted to share our journey so others know they aren't alone, and to help educate people on the risks and the rewards.
Which one?
Okay, that one sounds good.
My wife, Sandi, and I always knew we wanted to start a family. What we didn't know is that it would be so difficult.
I don't know that you're ever prepared for the news that you can't have a baby on your own.
Our journey began nearly 3 years ago. We had been trying to have a child for about a year without any success. We knew then it was time to get an expert opinion. With 30 years of experience, Dr. Holman with the Piedmont Reproductive and Endocrinology Group, or PREG, pioneered reproductive medicine in North Carolina at Duke.
As far as causes of infertility, about 40% of the time there's a problem on the male side, and about 40% of the time it's on the woman's side.
The other 20% falls under unexplained infertility, and that was our diagnosis. But we were lucky.
You didn't.
I screamed.
You did scream.
Our son Hudson was conceived through a fertility treatment called IUI, or intrauterine insemination. This involves stimulating egg growth using certain medications, then fertilizing the egg through insemination. Now, we find ourselves back at PREG as we try for a second child.
So there is certainly some anxiousness.
I am a little anxious today.
We've already been through several failed rounds of IUI, so we're there to see what is the next step.
I think we need to kick it up a notch. One of the lab tests we did suggested that your egg stores, your ovarian reserve, may be a little bit on the lower side, even a bit lower than for your age.
Time is certainly against us.
By the time someone gets into the late 30s, their monthly probability of conceiving is probably reduced about a third of what it was, 5 to 10 years earlier.
So the strategy now is to increase the medication to promote more egg growth, putting the odds a little more on our side.
The pregnancy rate's higher because there are more eggs that have a chance of fertilizing, but the flip side of that is there's a greater chance of having multiples as well.
More accurately, it doubles the chance.
Okay.
I think we're okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we want to have another baby.
Yeah.
So,
And if two come, then
we'll be a family of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this time, the treatment is more involved.
And then on day 7, you would start the injectables.
I don't think that you can give me a shot.
I think I could.
5 injections over 5 days. Now we needed to find out if the medications worked.
All right, Sandra, we're going to go ahead and get you set up for your ultrasound. And of course, we're going to be able to, with this, look at your ovaries and see what kind of response you're having to your medication. So this is clearly a nice response to the medication here.
That brings us to the big day, insemination. Once again, emotions are running high.
I think there's a lot this time.
Okay, let's do it. What's the count, Deb?
52.7 million.
Almost 53 million heat-seeking missiles headed north.
Now came the hardest part for any couple hoping to conceive, the waiting. It was an excruciating 2 weeks before we got the results, and the news wasn't good. This round didn't work.
People's hopes are raised when they come to a place like this, and we have a lot of successes, but it's not 100% by any means.
So we waited a few weeks and tried again. But once again, the treatments didn't work.
You feel like your body is betraying you, or you feel like you can't fundamentally do the things that you're supposed to.
Oh, take a hug.
Take a hug.
But we're not giving up hope. Our lives have been so enriched by Hudson that we're willing to keep trying. So the next step for us is in vitro fertilization, or IVF. Now, it involves freezing eggs and fertilizing them in a lab, then implanting them. Now, 1% of all births are through IVF, and that equaled nearly 40,000 last year in the U.S. alone. It's expensive, though, costing an average between $15,000 and $20,000, and most insurance providers don't cover much, if any, of the procedure. Now, for more information on this and other reproductive medicine, you go to our website, WLOS.com, and click on News Links.